Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about a handful of things regarding Grand Theft Auto 6, including co-op missions, exotic and rare wild animals appearing, and what Rockstar plans to do with their anti-cheater system. We'll be talking about all of that in this video today, and a whole lot more. So the bulk of this information today comes from Rockstar Games insider TezFunds2, who's talking a lot about Grand Theft Auto 6 and a handful of various topics, and it actually begins with Grand Theft Auto 6 and how their missions should be designed. Because the person who started this conversation said that they see people complaining about Rockstar's game design of going from point A to point B, but that no one really suggests how the missions should be. And insider TezFunds2 said this: I think the solution most people would propose is giving more freedom. To be fair, I've played games that marketed this idea of having total freedom, and the missions were as boring as dealing with an A to B missions. Most certainly, total freedom shouldn't be applied to each and every mission of the game, because the problem with that is as you give that level of freedom, you strip the game of elements that make linear design missions cool. You end up feeling a main mission is no different from a side quest. I'm thinking maybe introducing the stealth aspect to more missions, especially since the protagonists this time are more of companions as suggested by the leaked videos, and maybe linking some A to B missions to heist or unique multi-approach missions down the road. So I think Rockstar definitely did a better job of this with Red Dead Redemption 2. Yes, things were linear, like they had a starting point and an ending point, but there was definitely some multiple ways to do the missions, as well as some sort of secret ways in which they could be done. That was kind of my favorite part with Red Dead Redemption 2 is, what if you did a mission this way? What would the outcome be? Would you get a secret cutscene, or would it change the way the game ended, or would it change a way a character's fate was resolved? All that sort of stuff is really, really cool. And because we know our protagonist in Grand Theft Auto 6, Lucia and Jason, they're going to be companions, this offers a different way in which you might be able to complete some of the missions. Do you do them with Jason in one role, Lucia in the other, vice versa? Do you do one only solo as Jason or solo as Lucia? How does that change things? Or do you do them together cooperatively and sort of a stealth aspect, as insider TezFunds2 ended up mentioning? I feel like there's a lot of different ways Rockstar is going to be able to approach this, but let me know what you think in those comments down below. How do you think the missions in Grand Theft Auto 6 are going to work, and how do you think they need to work given our two main characters? Now, moving on to some more information, I want to talk about some of the rare and exotic animals that Rockstar look like they're going to be adding in the game, because we know Vice City and its surrounding areas, that's more of a tropical atmosphere, a tropical setting. Someone ended up saying, I expect a lot of the Everglades not having much to offer apart from alligators. And insider TezFunds2 said maybe some Bengal tigers within a tourist site or something. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, the Florida Everglades, which is also part of the Everglades National Park, these are essentially a giant area of wetlands. It's a 1.5 million acre wetlands preserve on the southern tip of the United States of Florida. And it's often compared to a grassy, slow-moving river. It's basically made up of coastal marshes and whatnot, but it's home to hundreds of animals, including some endangered species, and Rockstar is surely going to incorporate this area in Grand Theft Auto 6. And what he's basically countering here is that the Everglades aren't going to have much to offer. I actually completely disagree, especially, again, if we go back to Red Dead Redemption 2, it was amazing how they would take some areas of the map that you might not consider to be all that exciting and technically boring, but throw in a couple of Easter eggs, or throw in a place where like a spooky mystery happens, or you've got this crazy rare and exotic animal that can kill you instantly, or you have to hunt it down. Something like that made the game really, really cool. Outside of the big areas like Valentine and Saint Denis, it was cool to be able to explore them and still have stuff to do. So the Everglades could have a lot to offer, of course, way more than just alligators. And he ends up saying Bengal tigers within a tourist site or something like that. that's definitely a big part of the Florida Everglades too, is the tourism. So maybe there is going to be this rare and exotic animal or random encounter or something along those lines that brings players to that area, and then you're able to see some craziness that's going on. Now, there was more follow-up to that, as someone ended up saying, I heard long ago from my friend's friend there will be tigers and lions in the game, and that the guy is really working for Rockstar, but I don't know what position he's working. So kind of ignore that last part. But Insider TezFunds2 said this: Rockstar already has a lion model on RDR2, but tigers are the new addition we will see in GTA 6. But I don't think we will see them in the wild, but more of a random event like at the Animal Sanctuary and Alligator Park in the Everglades. So again, you're not just going to see roaming wild tigers, because keep in mind, this still is modern day Vice City, which is based on present day Miami. So there's not going to be, tigers just roaming around. I mean, technically that could happen, but it would be extremely unique. But instead, we would see them at a random event or a scripted event involving NPCs at the Animal Sanctuary and Alligator Park in the Everglades. And we know that animals are going to be a big part of the game, especially because Rockstar has a lot to build on from Red Dead Redemption 2, all the animals they included there. And Vice City, Florida, and its surrounding areas has a lot to offer in terms of wildlife and in terms of the things we'll actually see. So could we see some pretty rare animals like tigers? I do think that would be kind of cool. And last but not least in this video today, we want to talk about the anti-cheat system that Rockstar is going to use. So there was a lot of discussion regarding this, with someone saying, regardless of our thoughts on it, because DRM sucks, modern DRM does the job publishers want, which is to delay the day 0 and 1 cracks, as that's where they lose most of their sales to piracy. And in case you guys don't know what DRM is, it's basically digital rights management, and it's a way to protect copyrights for digital media. So this basically means that you can't just copy something to a CD and then sell it. So most gaming companies use DRM to authenticate your game purchase. So that's what we're talking about right there. And Insider TezFunds2 says Rockstar relies on GTA 5's DRM, arson anti-tamper for the anti-cheat as well. Most of AC functions are protected by arson. Basically, that's one of the reasons why Rockstar won't ditch the DRM, even if the game in question is cracked a whole year after. So long story short, expect this with Grand Theft Auto 6 because number one, it's going to make billions and billions of dollars, and Rockstar doesn't want to lose out on any of this. But also number two, given what we know happened from the GTA 6 leaks, Rockstar isn't going to take any chances, and they obviously don't want the day 0 and day 1 of the game to be cracked, leaked early, given to the people early. Rockstar obviously wants to have full control over that. So I would not expect them to slow their roll on anything that has to do with anti-tampering or DRM, especially when it comes to GTA 6. But anyways, I would love to hear from you guys in those comments down below on everything we discussed in this video today, how the missions are going to work, what rare and exotic animals do you think are going to be here, and a whole lot more. If you guys did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new. You want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and all the Rockstar Games videos that I'll be doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care. I'll see you guys in the next video.